Hey there, and welcome to the Do Life Big podcast. This podcast is going to be your jam if you want to live to your full potential and don't believe in half-assing anything in your life. If we want to do life big, that means we've got to get out of our own way because we only have this one shot to make it awesome. I'm your host, Kathy, and I'm a mom of three whose BFF is cold brew, a retired school teacher turned online entrepreneur, and an author. I'm loud, bold, and will always keep it real. I'm determined to live my best freaking life possible, and I'm here to help you do the same. I'll be packing this podcast with tips, motivation, inspiration, and strategies to finally get you where you want to go. And we will have a ton of laughter along the way because, let's be honest, we can't ever take ourselves too seriously, right? I'm so excited you are here with me today. Now let's get this party started. Hey, my friend, what is up? And welcome back to another episode of Do Life Big. I am so excited to have you here today. We are going to have a really awesome episode, and today's topic is going to be all about what the secret to mastery and the secret to reaching your success is. And it's probably not exactly what you're thinking. Listen, I know from personal experience, if you go way back to 10 years ago when I first started this whole online entrepreneurial journey, I had it in my mind that the key to reaching the goals and the success and to mastering what I wanted to master as a brand new entrepreneur was going to require me to show up and put in these massive amounts of work, massive amounts of effort, and I would have to be making a lot of sacrifices in order to reach those things. But it's not really the big strides that need to be taken to reach these big successes that you're wanting. But so many people, just like I did, think that way, which is why so often, sometimes you can be a little hesitant to take action, right? And to go after that thing that you want to go after, or to start that new thing that you want to do, or to even set the goals. You're hesitant to do that because you think that it's going to require these massive strides and massive amount of action. And you're already so busy, right? You're already so tired. You're already overworked. You're a parent. You're juggling all the things and you just don't have it in you. But we think that it's going to take, blood, sweat, tears, working 24/7, never seeing your family or having a second to yourself. And, that's what most people think it takes to be successful or to reach these big goals that we set for ourselves. But I'm telling you right now, speaking from experience, after learning the hard way, that it's slow, small, consistent steps that will lead you to mastery. Really? I remember reading this book back in the day, about 10 years ago, and it was called The Compound Effect. And it talked all about this. It was all about how the successes that you want in your life, no matter what area we're talking about, whether we're talking about relationships, improving our relationships, health and fitness, thinking more positively, earning more income, whatever it is, it comes with slow and steady progress every single day that will compound to lead you to the success that you want to see. And so really you can think of this, I heard this back in the day, it's called the 30 by 30 strategy. And what this basically means and says is that commit 30 minutes a day for 30 days and see where you're at. So 30 minutes a day for 30 days, that's not much. Listen, anyone listening right now, I know, can find 30 minutes extra in their day. Whether that means maybe you need to wake up 30 minutes earlier or go to bed 30 minutes later or stop watching your show for 30 less minutes at night, whatever it is. My husband's in his new journey right now with his, working on his health and fitness, and he's trying to build more muscle. And he's been meeting a friend at the gym. And this friend can only go to the gym at like 5 a.m. in the morning because he needs to be at his job super early and it's far away. So my husband, even though he's tired and he has a job and we have kids and we have businesses and rental properties and all of that, he has made it a commitment to set his alarm and get up earlier so that he can meet his friend at the gym. And if he does that every day for this whole entire month, he's going to see the changes that he wants to see, right? So what are the changes that you can make right now to get that 30 minutes extra a day? It is not much, right? You just want to get a little bit better with time management because I can guarantee you that you have 30 minutes a day. Most of our day, if you step back and you really actually take it to pen and paper and you jot it all out, there's a lot of fluff going on there. There's a lot of space where you could say, hey, you know what? I could find 30 minutes right here instead of this, right? And imagine that if you showed up for 30 minutes a day for 30 days, that's 900 minutes a month that you're working on a habit or a new skill set. That's 15 hours of practice. That's incredible. Can you imagine the changes that you would see if you did that? Showing up 30 minutes a day. Consistency. It is absolutely critical in the improvement in progress. You don't have to struggle your way to success and mastery. How can we make this easier for you? Because habit is formed when something is performed regularly. So think day in, day out, little tiny steps that will eventually compound and give you massive results over years. Again, I remember thinking back to when I started my very first online health and fitness business. And I remember one of my mentors telling me that your success, Kathy, and the goal that you want to achieve of earning enough income so that you can be home with your children and not have to put them in daycare and return to your teaching career is going to be determined by how consistent you can show up to work on your business every single day. That's exactly what I did. And there were some days where, sure, I couldn't give it all that I had. I couldn't work the amount of time that I wanted to work on it, but I still would do something. And I still would do something no matter what happened or no matter if I felt like it or not, because it's not up to motivation. That's nothing. It's discipline, right? No matter how I was feeling, I would commit to showing up and doing the things that would build my business and move the needle forward every single day, whether it was 30 minutes, whether it was 1 hour, whether it was 2 hours, whether it was 15 minutes, something would be done every single day. And guess what? My mentor was right. Because I did that, I built a 6-figure business in 11 months. I didn't have to worry about going back to my teaching career. I didn't have to worry about sending my kids to daycare because that wasn't the right path for me. It wasn't because I showed up and spent 10 hours on my business once a week. I did what I could every single day, consistently over time until it compounded. You can look at this the same way with when I started to do personal development. I used to actually make fun of my husband so bad. But if you know me, I kind of like to make fun of my husband anyways. And he was all into personal development for a long time, way back in the day, because he went and he got his MBA in entrepreneurship and he's always kind of had it in his blood, not me. I went to school to become a teacher, but he would do personal development and he'd be reading books and he'd be listening to things. And I would always make fun of him and say, "Why are we doing this? This is so stupid. Like, why do you need to become any better? Like, we're already doing great." Right. But when I started actually becoming an entrepreneur myself, I realized that if you don't work on yourself, there's no way you're going to be able to help other people to the capacity that you need to help them. There's no way that you're going to be able to grow yourself to the level that you want to grow if you're not personally working on yourself every day. And so I started personal development every day, a little bit in the shower every day or in the car every day when I would go to get my coffee. And guess what? Now it's been 10 years later of listening to personal development every single day. And all of it is just ingrained in my brain now. It's just who I am. I can't help but think positively. I can't help but see the best outcome no matter what's going on. I can't help but think, hey, there is definitely a solution to this if something's going wrong in my life or we have a problem or we're struggling. I can't help but to think there's a way out of this. There's always a way. Everything is figure outable. And I love that because it's just who I am now. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. It's just like that one single step every single day. It's consistent repetition that will form a new habit. The more you do it, the more it will become hardwired into your brain and be just who you are. And now here's the thing. If you're listening right now, you might be an overachiever like myself. So you might be thinking, okay, cool. I want to master 3 things though. So I'm going to do 30 minutes of this, and then I'm going to do 30 minutes of that, and then I'm going to do 30 minutes of this other thing. Listen, don't do that. I know it's hard if you're the overachiever like myself, but don't do that. Or maybe you're like, okay, well, you know what? Kathy said to do 30 minutes. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do an hour a day. Listen, just stop. Stick to 30 minutes a day. Keep it simple. stick with it for the month, see where it takes you. The more you try to lift, the more you are less likely to do it. It's the more changes you try to put through your brain, the more it's going to resist it. And so that's why we want to stick with this one area, this one simple thing that we're trying to improve on 30 minutes a day for 30 days and see what happens. Pick that one thing and stick to it. Can you do that? Everyone can find a way to make this work. I know you can do it. Just because you're doubling the time doesn't mean that you're going to double the results either. The efficiency of learning, it actually decreases as the length of time increases. That's why it's better to stick with just a small amount of time when you're working on something. So here's where you're going to start. Here's where I want you to start right here. Number one is I want you to pick one skill or one habit that you want to cultivate into your life. One thing only. Not two, not 10, just one. And be really explicit with what your goal is. Don't just say, I want to improve this thing or I want to get better at this. For example, if you're looking to earn more income or lose weight, for example, don't just say, I'm looking to earn more income or I want to lose more weight. Be specific. How much income do you want to earn and by when, right? I want to earn $10,000 by the end of this month. Great. There's an explicit, concrete goal. Or I want to lose 6 pounds this month. Great. Or I want to lose 2 pounds a week for the next 4 weeks. Awesome. The more explicit that you get, the better, right? How much do you want to earn? How much weight do you want to lose? Be really clear with your goals so that you can measure your progress. All right, number 2 is I want you to look at your schedule and I want you to put in your schedule the next week and actually schedule in those 30-minute blocks and do this ahead of time. Listen, I know sometimes I can be the type of person too, where I'm just kind of trying to wing it as I go and trying to figure out where I can fit this time in on the day as it arrives. But it's way too crazy, way too much of a shit show to do that, okay? Before you go to bed on a Sunday night. That's the best time I personally think to do it when the kids are in bed. Take out your schedule, look at the whole next week, look at what you got going on for work, look at the appointments you have to go to, what times with your kids, look at all the different things you have going on, and then literally write in your 30-minute blocks every single day. Okay? That is going to help you so much because now it's written down. And when you come to that day, you can look at your calendar just like if you have a doctor's appointment you have to show up to. You're not going to blow it off. You're going to get in the car and you're going to drive to the doctor's. Or if you have to bring your child to golf practice, you're not going to blow off golf. You're going to show up and drop your child off at golf. Same thing. When you look in and you see that 30-minute block of time dedicated to you and your goals and the things that you want to get better at, you're going to show up and you're going to do it. All right. Number 3, keep a record of your daily sessions. All right. So track your progress because this will keep you motivated and you'll be able to see what's working well and what isn't working. And it's going to help you be so much more intentional. Just take out your journal or a notebook or whatever and take out a pen and just jot down like how that day went in that 30-minute block. Maybe you need to shift the block of time around. Maybe it worked great. Maybe your energy was on point and you were fired up and you felt great and you wish you could have kept going, but you didn't because you're sticking to 30 minutes for 30 days. We're not going to do the overachiever thing that we sometimes like to do. And you'll be able to see it because it will be written down. All right. And number 4, and this one is probably the most important one, is to remember to be patient in this process because progress isn't linear. There's no straight line to success. Some days you're going to be 9% better. Other days you're going to be 1% better. But really what it comes down to is just showing up every day, because if you can do that and you can show up every day, then you will get what you want. It's inevitable. The things that you want, they will come to you. You will achieve them. 100% hands down. I know that to be true. So the 30 by 30 rule is just super simple and it compounds over time. And if you want to pick up a copy of that book, The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, and read that, it's a very simple book to read and it will help you in whatever area of your life that you are in. But 30 minutes for 30 days, that's 182 hours a year. So you want to talk about exponential growth or improvement? Well, that's how you do it. Master a habit, master a new skill set, and get yourself further than 99.9% of most people. I'm here for it. So I hope that you enjoyed today's episode. I think that you're awesome. You know I love you. And I will see you the next time. See you later. Thanks so much for listening in. I really appreciate you choosing to spend your time here with me today. You totally rock. Hey, listen, if you loved today's episode, go ahead and tag me on social and go share this with a friend right now. Like, do it immediately before the day gets ahead of you and you totally forget. Couldn't be more pumped to be on this journey with you guys. Go make today awesome, and I will see you the next time.